Hello, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the CFCTALK podcast. It is very late, and I don't know why I feel like I'm tired, but honestly, a 1-0 win against Liverpool is something that all Chelsea fans wanted, and Thomas Tuchel and Chelsea delivered. A great game keeps us in the race for top four. Not just in the race, but keeps us top four at the end of game week 27. Even though Everton have a game in hand, and we do play them next, so we'll be reviewing that game as well towards the end of the episode. So make sure to leave a like, rating, subscribe, and comment below what you thought of that game. As we're joined by the usual hosts, Alex and Amart. Alex, I hope you've finished your dinner. It's going to get intense, and I'm going to throw some interesting questions at you again.
You said, I hope you're going to throw something. I was like, wait a minute, does he want me to be sick now? No, I had my dinner today. Chelsea had their dinner last night. Liverpool did nothing in the game, if I'm honest. Like, Mendy had barely anything to do. And it kind of reminded me of when Chelsea played Leicester. I think it was one of the last games on the Lampard, and we did like nothing. We could barely get at Leicester, and Leicester just kind of cruised it. They beat us 2-0, and in this game, it kind of resembled it. Like Liverpool did absolutely nothing, and we were the Leicester in a way. We dominated. We played, especially second half. We played amazing football, and they also this weekend was a big jinx of, or not jinx, of proving wrong of things we said on the last podcast, where we said, or in recent podcasts, where we've said, Jorginho and Kante, that can't go together. It's got to be Kante and Kovacic, or Jorginho and Kovacic. It cannot be Kante and Jorginho, as I think I said that a couple of podcasts ago. And they did it today, and it worked. And I think also in the last pod I said, Leicester will win their game this week, and Man United will as well. I think it was Leicester against Burnley and United against Palace. Yeah, I was like, they're easy games. We really need to win this to win that. Win the game to stay with them in the table. And it didn't. So just lots of things we said in the podcast didn't happen. So, the opposite happened. So good to see. And yeah, just really happy with the result. Liverpool are in such a poor run of form at the moment, but we still had to go to a place we hadn't won at in 7 years. And we played that. We honestly deserved that and more, probably, if we could be a little bit more clinical and lucky with offside.
Yeah, that is one thing that we're going to talk about. I don't think we put it on the point, but everyone remembers that. Amart, how are you feeling? How was the game yesterday?
It was good, very, very good. I mean, we beat Liverpool, and
I love the unenthusiasm from Amart. Just the casual, it was good.
yeah. I mean, it's a game that we were supposed to, like, considering their home form. Like, everybody was favoring us to win, which is weird because we are playing against Liverpool, and we did the job. We went there, we won, we played to our best strengths. We didn't play any flashy kind of football, which reminded me of Chelsea of old, like the typical Chelsea when Lampard, ACN, Drogba, those guys were there. We hardly played any kind of nice flashy football. We always got the job done. We went there, we scored, and then we defended like hell, and we did very, very well. I mean, I was happy. I was happy with the performance as a whole. I don't remember any time where we put any of our players put a foot wrong. Like, everybody was on top of their game. Yeah, there were some underwhelming performances from certain players, but it wasn't as bad as probably, like, they weren't bad performances. They were just below par from other players' performances. Other players were so good on the day that it made certain players also look average. But yeah, we did the job, and I'm happy. I'm happy with the win. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I think we did our jobs, and then as well as I think you mentioned that we didn't do a lot of flashy football, but I feel like whenever we played from the back, we were trying to just show them how good we are. A few scares from Mendy and a few occasions where it kind of we just thought, this. I think if it was under Lampard, and I'm not coming after Lampard, we might have conceded that goal. There were a few occasions where Liverpool were pressing us, and we were still able to pass it around in the back and compose ourselves and get ready for an attack. But the only goal scorer from last night, Mason Mount, and I think he scored his third goal under Tuchel in 10 games. Someone who seemed like was going to be dropped from the squad for some reason. A lot of people were speculating. Seems like he's undroppable. Alex, your opinions on that?
Agrees now. I mean, I'll be honest, I was a big Mount critic and doubter for months on end for all of last year and for the first month or two of this season. And he's just, I'll say under Tuchel, he's improved. I think he's gotten much better even under Tuchel. What I really needed from him or wanted to see from him was great performances against elite teams, and he's played well against Manchester United, Atletico Madrid, or played extremely well against Atletico Madrid, and played extremely well against Liverpool today. So I'm sold now. And I've been sold for it's undebatable. Yeah, he's just improving every single week, and under Tuchel he's got even better. He's raised his
Lost
game.
for words.
I'm almost lost for words. He was amazing, and he's only 22. He's going to get better, and I mean there were still things that he can improve on. Like there was still some decision. I mean it's been a bit of a talking point on Twitter over the past 12 hours or so, but there's still some things with vision wise and with his creativity where he could kind of play a more risky pass sometimes, but even when he's not playing that completely risky pass, he's still keeping the possession, still keeping the attack going, so there's not much to complain about there. And yeah, great goal. It really it definitely had some Hazard vibes to it, and I was quite surprised by it from him, but yeah, just what a performance from him. And from that, I mean, he's been so for most of the season, but he's definitely the first man on the team sheet, and he's the best player at Chelsea Football Club at the moment, by bar none at the moment, I think. And I think most people would agree.
What are your thoughts on that goal and Nathan Mount as a whole and his performance? I think he gets a lot of stick from fans online.
Yeah.
I think people called him, was it Frank Lampard's son? Apparently he's everyone's son now. He's Abramovich's son.
Yeah, I mean, you said people were doubting that he'll get a start in Tuchel's team. I never doubt. I know a lot of people did, but I didn't really doubt because I knew the kind of player he was. I've always defended him, and he was one of the few youth players that I actually followed from when they were in the academy. I think probably his last year in the academy is when I started like I said, I started recognizing who he was. Then he went to Vitesse, and he went to Derby, and then he came to Chelsea. I mean, I've been watching him. I watched him a lot when he was at Derby County because one, because of him, and then two, because Lampard was the manager there then. So I was very very much interested in Derby County games. I was watching their games. I was looking at his performance and tomorrow's performance as well. So I know the kind of player he is, and I've said it here before. I've always seen him as a Lampard-esque player, like because I love Lampard, and Lampard is one of the main reason why I even started supporting Chelsea in the first place. I've always seen a little bit of Lampard in him, and I loved it when Lampard took him under his wings at Derby County and and at Chelsea as well. So I've seen the potential he has, and he's proven everybody wrong. The thing was that people were not seeing it because one, he was playing out of position. So when he was playing out of position, he was not playing to his best. So people were getting frustrated, and people were not understanding why he's playing ahead of certain players. And then Lampard moved him back to his position, and he was excellent. He was doing very well for us. Even in Lampard's first season, he was doing very well until he was shifted out of position, and then the beginning of this season as well. He was shifted out of position until he was brought back to his regular number 8 position, and then now it seems like he's just taking on that role, and he's undroppable. Like I think he's one of the first players Tuchel might have on his team sheets. Probably him and Rudiger and Mendy. Those players would be the first players that he will be picking. But yeah, I mean, the goal was fantastic. The way he took it on was fantastic. At first, I was even thinking that he might pass it to Ziyech, because Ziyech's hands were up. I think he was very open, or he would have played Werner in. But when he cut in, I just knew he was going to shoot. Like a lot of us knew he was going to shoot. Even the commentator even said, he said, "What a good goal!" before even the goal went in. So it's it's crazy. It's like we've seen the kind of player he is. We've seen when he wants to take shots. We've seen when he still needs to work. For me, he still needs to work on his goal scoring abilities, because there have been some games where he has scored one that he could like score two or three. But I think with this one, he got his. I think that was the first chance he had. He buried it. I don't remember him having any other chances in the game. He did that, and yeah, I'm very very proud of him. And the way his dad also reacted on Twitter was just fantastic. Like he was happy for his boy. You guys remember when I've forgotten. I always forget this journalist's name. The German journalist who said that he's worried because we are getting players in. We are buying Havertz, so Mount is worried. And then his dad just put a ha 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 comments under it. That was very very funny. And he has proved himself. He has proved himself. He's mentally strong and he's very gifted on the ball, off the ball, and we are very very has blessed to have Mount um, um, at Chelsea. If this is not enough Mount prop for you guys, then I don't know what is.
No, I think the one name you kind of didn't mention in Tuchel's lineups is Christensen. And I know we kind of talked about this last time, um, with Thiago Silva being a better option in there, and if Christensen does come out to play left to right centre back, he doesn't play as well as he's been playing the last few games. Amart Christensen, who's someone, I mean, he had one of his, I would say, one of his worst Chelsea performances against Liverpool at the start of the season, red card. We lost the game, and we never really saw him come back into the team. But he's back now, and he's one of the most important defenders we've got at the moment, alongside Rudiger and Thiago Silva. And technically speaking, we've conceded one goal in all of February. I think three under Tuchel or four. So, your thoughts on the defense and then Christensen and Rudiger?
um, yeah, Christensen again. He's also been a player that I've always liked and I've always seen potential in. But like you said, he made certain mistakes this season that I was like, nah, I don't think his cut um for the big leagues or for Chelsea. Especially even last season, the way he played against Bayern Munich. And to be fair, I mean nobody can match up to Alfonso, but like there were some issues, there were some errors that he made at the back that led to certain goals. And not only against Bayern Munich, there were some other games that he made errors at the back that led to certain goals. But for me, always, if I were to pick between him and Rudiger, I would pick him ahead of Rudiger, because I feel like he's a better defender. He's a better central defender than Rudiger. Rudiger is also good. Rudiger has also played very very well under Tuchel. But like in the past, I'm talking about in the past. I remember when we had Jam on and we're all deciding which player to sell because of the players that were coming in, which player to sell and which players will keep. I remember like majority of us had Rudiger in there, and but I've always had faith in Christensen to see whether he would do well or not. But he's proven me wrong, to be honest, because I gave up on him uh, uh, um throughout the beginning of the season. But he has proven me wrong, and he has done very very well against Tuchel. Likewise, Rudiger as well. They've done very, very well. But still, I still have a little doubt, because I feel like the performance is there. He has the abilities and all that. He's a very, very good defender. But the thing is, because it's a new manager, there's this kind of renewed spirit. And I'm just hoping that that spirit stays on for a very, very long time. They don't lose hope. They don't lose focus. They don't lose concentration. He writes this new spirit and gains this new abilities that he has, this newfound confidence, this newfound assuredness that he can actually lead the back line. So he's done very, very well. And I hope he continues like that. Him and Rudiger, they were very, very fun. They were very. I think Rudiger and Christensen, between them, one of them was pocketing money, the other one was pocketing Salah, and none of them could do anything. And eventually Salah went off. And then when Diogo Jota came on, he was also pocketed by Christensen. So, I mean, they did very well and solid performance from them.
Yeah, Alex, your thoughts on the defense?
Let's add that. Sorry, go on.
Go for it.
I think Christensen needs to buy a storage container because I think his pockets are getting a bit too full at the moment. He's pocketed literally, so he's. It's just I mean, yes, it's probably a lot of it is new manager bounce, but like I completely agree with Mark. I really hope he can continue this. And what if it is the new Christensen? He just looks so calm and composed in this thing, and I don't know how. I'm not sure exactly how having a new manager in turns you into this amazing defender when under pressure. I guess Christensen's always been quite good at passing, but it's always been his positioning that hasn't really that kind of has led to him making mistakes. And maybe with this system that he's in, his positioning isn't the most important because he's got a guy to his right and to his left. So, and we aren't really facing that many shots on target or anything. So, I guess as a collective, they're positioning themselves greatly or just doing what needs to be done. But yeah, Christensen has been just ridiculous, and he's pocketed Fernandes, Suarez, or to be fair, Fernandes was probably more Kante, but Suarez, João Felix, Salah, pretty much. I mean, or Diogo Jota, all of the Spurs team.
I put in, who was playing striker role the other day for Man United?
Who was the striker when? Sorry,
Rashford.
Man United.
Rashford.
Yeah.
It's just he even survived the Burnley test. So he's just like, he's played well against all types of teams. We've always been worried about Christensen not being able to play well against teams that are physically bullies. Like Christensen, he just has that ability or that tendency to kind of just get pushed around and to go down with an injury or something like this. But he's played against Atletico Madrid and been fantastic, and he's played against Man United and been pretty good. So it's quite a turning of a corner for him, I hope, because that's definitely something that even old Christensen, under a new manager bounce, I don't think he would do amazing against physical teams. But he's gone and done it, and the same for Rudiger and the same for Aspi. But yeah, really happy for them. And right now, our defense is just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, so I was just thinking that Christensen played in a back three.
Yeah.
Under Conte, and he played really well throughout the season. Overall, he's playing well under a back three as well. If we do go back to a back four, do we see Christensen being left on the sidelines? Do we see him leaving again? Or can he play the same way in a back four? Because he hasn't really had his best of times at Chelsea in a back four.
Yeah, it's a weird one. And I think it's quite similar to, I saw a tweet about it on... with Zoom, it's like the opposite to Zuma. I think we said it previously, where Zuma's great in the back four, but not great in the back three. Christensen's great in the back three, but I would stay, as long as we keep playing back three, I would of course keep Christensen. He's fantastic as a central centre back, but it's quite a comfortable position. But you still have to play it well, and he's been playing it amazingly ever since Tuchel's come in. So I would still hope the club are going and are looking at buying a centre back to play at left centre back or right centre back. I don't know if, but then again, if Rudiger's going to stay, Thiago Silva's going to stay, Aspi's going to stay, then perhaps Zuma leaves. I don't know. It's a tough one, but yeah, it depends. If I don't see us changing to a back four anytime soon. It's just working and it's getting the results that we need. So. And maybe in the summer we'll change, but I don't know why we change right now or anytime soon, because it seems to be working extremely well. The only problem is that we're not scoring a huge amount of goals, but we're still getting the results and we're still making decent chances. I mean, you saw yesterday, Timo Werner, he scored a goal that was offside by his arm, which you can't score from, which is just ridiculous. And then he also had one, I think, where I can't remember if it was Ziyech put the cross in or if it was, yeah, maybe it was headed, it was kind of knocked on. So Werner, essentially, the ball was kind of came
Oh yeah,
across
when he
him.
had that
The ball was
chance.
in the air, and I just don't know. I mean, the ball was going away from him, to be fair. So it wasn't the easiest thing to put away. And it's just foot and ball just didn't really connect that will line up. But he could have easily had a couple more if he, or two if he was a bit luckier. So I'm not worried about like not creating chances. It's just that we just need to be a little bit more clinical. Like Ziyech has had chances. He's had shots that have gone either on target or just missed them in games as well. So it's not like we're not creating anything. It's just with the way we are, we have to take our chances a bit more efficiently because we're not going to create as many as with the back four. But we still are creating chances, so it's nothing to be too worried about. But I don't see us changing anytime soon, though, unless we get found out somehow. But don't see it happening.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think with Man United, I think a lot of Chelsea fans were frustrated that we didn't create enough chances, and we were even if we do, we don't convert them into goals and trouble the opponent. So it was nice to see against Liverpool that we were in control of the game and we knew what we were doing, and every chance we got was almost a scoring chance, and we threatened the goalkeeper as much as we could. But one midfielder who fits into the system like a glove, Angola Kante, and I know I think Thomas Tuchel said in an interview today in the ESPN that he wants to preserve Kante for important games because of how many injuries he's gone in these last few seasons, and how he's not the same Kante as he was in, I think, was it 2016 when Conte was manager?
Yes.
So he's going to have to use him for those type of games. Alex, N'Golo Kante, I mean, we talked about him last time. We're still talking about him again.
Just ridiculous, amazing, and it looks like he's back to his best, if I'm honest. He was amazing against Man United. He didn't play. No, he played a little bit against Atletico. Looked all right. Not the best, but still all right. And today was just ridiculous. Amazing assist for Mount. Fantastic pass from. So I think Aspi got the header to him, and he just played amazing ball for Mount, and just doing what Kante does best. And it's kind of like it's comforting to know that we can play Kante on Jorginho and it does and it can work, because a lot of the time, I mean, if Kovacic isn't playing well, it's just like, I mean, yeah, it's been like, oh, we can't really play Jorginho and Kante together. But this kind of shows that it can work, and I would do it in the future. I hope it happens in the future as well, because Jorginho also I thought he had a fantastic game. Kante had a better game than Jorginho, to be fair. I thought Kante was amazing, but they worked pretty well together, and we don't really normally see them play together, so it was a nice surprise, for sure.
Yeah. One player who didn't really get to feature, Kai Havertz. Amart, your thoughts on Kai Havertz and him only playing, I think, was it 5 minutes that he played? How does he find his way back into this team? Of course, he had COVID and then injuries, and the chances that he got, he wasn't playing at his best. And we know how Tuchel doesn't want any player on the pitch to not perform well, and he's more than happy to take them off, whether it's 10 minutes into the game or 45 minutes or 90 minutes. If you're not playing well, you're not on the pitch for Tuchel. So how does he find a way back, and what do you think is the main reason of him not playing and getting chances?
I was saying that with Kai, it's the number of issues. One, we all know he had COVID, and right now it's been a long time since he had COVID. It's been a while now, so he would have recovered probably close to fully on like from it, and then he got a little bit of an injury as well that kept him out. and then so he wasn't rushed into it. And then another one too is that Mount is playing that position that he usually plays, and Mount is doing very very well there. So it'd be very difficult for him Tuchel to bench Mount and use Kai, because the games that are coming in right now are top games. They're like games that we have to win. So it would be risky for him to change the the lineup or to change the system that he's using now. But I think with Kai, trying him up top with Werner, for me, like I think that would actually be less risky than dropping Mount, because we've not really had uh like a consistent somebody who plays with Werner, like our strikers. It's either Giroud or Tammy or Giroud, and it's been a difficult one there. So and Werner isn't really performing like the way he did well. I think he did well against Liverpool. It was a shame that he didn't get his goal, the goal that came to, and he didn't even celebrate, because he had a feeling that VAR might take it away, so he didn't even celebrate. And it was a shame that he didn't get that goal, because I think it was a brilliant goal. He took it very very well. And so it's difficult. Either play Kai with Werner up top, or drop Mount and then put Kai in it. I wouldn't mind seeing Kai instead of Mount against Everton. It's a tough game, but I think if he has to make any risk, he can make it with either Everton or Leeds. So one of those games he can bring Kai on. But yeah, I think Kai will definitely perform once he starts getting full minutes again. I think right now when he came on, he didn't come on for a long time, so I can't really judge his performance. But for me, he was okay. Like at least he was better than Pulisic on the day, because when Pulisic came on, I didn't really see anything much from him as well. I don't know why. I think it like I've been saying, I still have a feeling that he's still carrying an injury, and he's forcing his way through it. He's playing his way through the injury, and I think that's affecting his performance. And it's 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 hard to see Captain America perform like that. But hopefully next season we might see something better from him and Kaya as well. But for now, I don't mind um Tuchel keeping the system the way it is. Probably if we have less how to say it, games that are really not as important like the ones that we are going to play now, we can bring them in and see. But for now, I don't really see the system changing. But like I said, I don't mind him coming in, Kai coming in for Mount against Leeds or Everton. He can get his minutes in those games, but it's still they are still tough games, and there are still games we have to win, and it's a risky one. But Tuchel is the boss. I think whatever he decides now, everything is working well so far. All his decisions have worked well at this point. So if he's not playing Havertz, he probably has a good reason for playing Havertz. One thing I might add is that one thing I like about Tuchel is this: like he just says, like I don't know how to put it, like his game plan. He always puts his game plan out there in like in press conference, not in press conferences, but like in interviews before the the game, and then interviews after the game. He puts his like his game plan there. Like we selected this player because of this, we selected that player because of that. Like he doesn't beat about the bush. He just gives his reasons why he selects certain players and he doesn't select certain players. So definitely, if he's not picking Kai, I'm sure he has a very good reason for not picking him. But I wouldn't mind seeing Kai play soon.
Yeah, I think Amart, the one important point that you mentioned is Mount's got that similar position, and as we mentioned, Mount is undroppable. Alex, then where does Kai Havertz fit into this? Because I don't see Mount having I haven't seen Mount and have a bad performance all season. And if this hopefully does continue, if he does perform at this level until the end of the season, and hopefully it's the start of the next season, then Kai Havertz technically has got to either survive by playing those FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and those non-important games, or does he have to, or can we change the system a little bit and have Mount and Kai Havertz both at the same time?
I don't see why at the moment we can't. At least, I mean, if Havertz starts, I mean, Havertz has, I mean, looked quite good when he's come on, and I'm not sure why he can't go and play instead of Ziyech as one of the front number 10s. Thought Havertz, I mean, Ziyech's not looked amazing in the past under Tuchel and back this season. So I would be. I'm not sure why. I hope it happens eventually. I think it's probably a case of just they're still trying to ease Havertz back in because he's had a pretty tough time in his life at the moment. So I still think that Havertz can have a good impact on this season as one of the number 10s. But I want to see him play a lot more with Mount, and that can definitely happen. They can play together there, and it doesn't necessarily require a change of system to fit them both in. So yeah, I mean, but still, if we did change the system, all that would allow would be more. I mean, we would be able to play more of our wingers whilst also playing Mount and Havertz. But it could still work like this. It could still work in the three at the back with, but have Ziyech and Mount. Sorry, Havertz and Mount as the number 10s. I think it could work. It's just, I want to see Havertz play more because, but there's still lots of games to come in the next 2 weeks, especially with Mount and Jorginho out for the second leg of the Atletico game tie. So Havertz. I'm 100% sure Havertz will get his chance in that game at least.
Yep. Yeah, I think Kai Havertz is a very important player for Chelsea, and even though Mount has been playing really well, I feel like, as you mentioned, we could take off Ziyech and give Kai Havertz a chance, and we've got some games coming where he can feature and show his skills off, because a lot of Chelsea fans are looking forward to seeing Werner and Kai play together. They call them the German duo.
The German Mafia.
But just to end this, the German Mafia. Sorry, I forgot. We've got the meme expert. No. Yeah, I think yeah, we need to see Kai Havertz at some point, and I feel like if he does get a few games in a row, then he can really improve and show what he can do. Just to end the discussion on the Liverpool game, the VAR decision, Alex kind of mentioned at the start of the podcast. Amart, is this getting out of hand? Is this just, are we ruining football at this point?
I know you didn't intend that pun, but yeah, it is getting out of hand. So
that was good. That was very good. That was nice. I'm impressed.
Good one.
I mean, yeah, it's
you've got Alex's approval on it.
Yeah, Alex stamp of approval on my on the pun I stole from you. Yeah, I mean, it was very. I mean, it was very frustrating to see that goal was disallowed, and I don't know why the hand counts. I don't know why the hand counts, or because they can't score with their hand. So I don't know why. Because if you look at it, I think it was Robertson that was playing on side, or he was one playing offside. He was the one that they were using to mark the ruler or whatever it is that they put on the screen. He was standing there, and you can't really compare like a player that is standing to a player that is running, and then you'd be like, because he's running and he has his hands out or his arms out, you're going to use the arms to mark him offside. It's ridiculous because he can't even score with his arms in the first place. So why is his arms like part of why is his arm part of the analysis or whatever it is? So I mean, there's this journalist. Let me see whether I can find his name. There's this journalist on Twitter. He has been putting updates on new VAR laws or revised VAR laws and changed VAR laws. I think his name is Dale Johnson of ESPN, and he put a new one about the handball issue, that they've now changed some handball laws as well. And I asked him whether they've changed or they are reconsidering changing the offside rule to not include the arms. But he said they reconfirmed it. He said they reconfirmed it in the latest meeting that it is part of it, whether they can score or not. It's part of it, and it's annoying. It's very, very annoying to see things happen like that. I remember one happened earlier in the season where Mane was judged offside just because like his fingernail or his fingers were outside the ruler, and it's just ridiculous. Like that thing annoys me every time, whether it's for us or it's against us. It annoys me every time because it's really it's ruining the game. It's ruining the game, and
Even if it's against us?
yeah, because it's ridiculous. Like I mean, I'll be happy to see it go for us because we will get like probably a goal will be disallowed in our favor, but on a whole, it's still ruining the game. It's still, how can you use somebody's arms or somebody's fingers to check offside? I mean, it doesn't make sense. It honestly doesn't make sense. So I don't know, because even before VAR, I don't think that the linesmen were using arms. They were not using those things to do it. They were using the a person's run or the body to determine it. So now that they're using arms and stuff to check it, it's annoying.
I think the rule change recently was basically it only really changed the accidental handball
Yeah,
rule.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. That
things like yeah.
I think
So
that
if you
that's what he was reporting on.
yeah.
Yeah,
So like that Spurs goal a couple of years ago in the Champions League against Man City, where they had the corner and it kind of hits Llorente's arm
yeah,
and then hit someone else and went in, that would be allowed, or it should be allowed at least, because it's accidental. But yeah, I'm of the opinion that they should the offside should be with your feet. But I understand, to be fair, why they have it as the kind of sleeve of the arm, because you can score with your shoulder technically, but yeah, I don't know why they use the arm, why the cutoff isn't like the arm, because otherwise you could just. I made the joke to my friend of just make football shirts with really short sleeves, and
yeah,
you'll be less offside. But yeah, I think it should just be feet. Just solves the whole problem really if you just use feet instead. But I guess it still makes it tricky for, or even if it's not the feet, just the top of the shoulder. Because if you go in, if you're on the goal line, say, and you swing your sleeve at the ball and it goes and you hit, you swing your sleeve or your basically your upper arm at the ball and you hit it, it goes in. There'll be a handball. You probably get a sending off of intentionally using your hand, your arm, essentially. So why you can't score with that part of the body? So why is it being drawn to it? That's the ultimate thing, and it should be the shoulder. Like perhaps what would be cool? It would be like if they on every single football shirt where VAR is used or something, they have some kind of line on the arm or on the shoulder to kind of dictate what you can and cannot score with your. I know it's stupid, but there has to be a better way to kind of do it than just say having having a part of the body which you cannot score from being judged as the offside point. It's just
yeah.
makes no sense.
And the annoying thing is that it's only the EPL that brings out that kind of ruler thing when there's an offside. When you watch the when you watch the
Love Amart's reference.
when you watch the
Ruler thing.
Bundesliga, you watch the Italian Serie A, the Spanish league. They don't do that. They just it's just one line to show that this player was offside or not. But with the EPL, they have to bring measurements. They have to measure from the arm to the ground and then measure. Like it's just crazy. Like it's crazy. They need a whole match set to be able to determine whether a player is offside or not. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think the Premier League takes it way too far. I mean, sometimes you just. I know, yes, we're using a lot of machinery, but sometimes you just got to use your common sense and just think of it logically. I mean, yes, if you want to give it an offside, as Alex said, because his sleeves are over the line, or as Amart said, his nail is over the line, then this is probably just going to ruin football. I think slowly fans are just going to get irritated, and I think there's no point in being so precise. Like, just play football as it is. I mean, yes, VAR was brought in to interfere with clear and obvious errors. And if you're offside by a millimeter, yes, you're offside, but essentially it shouldn't be that much. I think the referee on the field should have a say, and if he thinks it's onside, then it's onside. Get on with it. Don't need to refer it to VAR. Because there's no point that way. Then, like, even yesterday, I think all three of us would have celebrated as soon as that went in, and then saw the whistle offside, and all three of us probably tweeted out saying if this is the decision that results to our loss, it won't be a nice night. But yeah. Anyways, I think that's enough of the Liverpool game. Anything you guys want to add on before we move on to the Manchester United game?
We just played Man United. It's Everton.
Oh, sorry.
We get to play him again. Yes, another chance. Yeah.
Everton game.
I hope we do get another chance to play Man United this season in the Cup. I think maybe there's a chance because we're still in the FA Cup.
Yeah, they are.
I think Man United.
Is there?
They are. So, if we're going to... the only thing I care... I mean, of course, winning the FA Cup would be amazing. But if we cannot, as long as we can beat Manchester United in it, I will be at least content. Because how we have not beaten them in a while is just very frustrating.
We beat them last season in the FA Cup.
Yeah. Oh, fine. Not in the FA Cup semi-final. In the FA Cup quarterfinals, where we still play at home. That's the requirement. We have to play that. We have to play them at a non-neutral venue and win that way. Otherwise, not happy. Yeah. But yeah, big game against Everton though. They're big table rivals and they have pretty good form as well. Won the past 3 games, so it's going to be a really interesting game for sure. But I'm confident in the guys, at least. I think we should all be.
Yep. But before we get into the discussion, guys, make sure if you're still watching, make sure to leave a like, rating, subscribe, and just comment below what you thought of that Liverpool pre-review that we did. And as we move on to Everton, who, as Alex said, competitors for top 4, game in hand they've got at the moment. 46 points, only 1 point behind. I guess winner takes all for game week 28, and they've actually been in a good form. Last 3 games, 3 wins. Trying to look at their schedule right now, whether they were comfortable wins or not. Played against Liverpool, not very comfortable. Southampton and then West Brom, so pretty strong team. I think that started, as Amart mentioned before the podcast started, they started our downfall with Frank Lampard. So is this the downfall with Tuchel, Amart, or is this going to be our rise to top 4? I don't want to jinx it.
No, we are beating them. The
confidence.
Yeah, because they beat us the first leg. We have to show something. Like we have to go there and win. We have to win it. They are playing at our home, right? Or are we going away? They're playing at home.
I think we're playing at home.
Okay, then I think it even makes me more confident that we'll beat them. So we'll continue this unbeaten run that we have with Tuchel. I mean, it's been a very good run, to be honest. Like considering the teams that we faced. I know when we started, people were like, "Oh, we've just played low teams, or small clubs, so we shouldn't really be happy about it." But now we've beaten Atletico Madrid, we've drawn Man United, we've beaten Liverpool. I mean, it's a good run. 10 games unbeaten and just 2 goals scored, one by our own player. It's just crazy. Like Minamino has the only right now to say that he has scored against a 2-goal side, which is good.
Oh, okay. I thought you said 2 goals scored. I was like, oh wait.
No. 2 goals scored against us. Sorry.
Conceded.
Yeah, conceded.
Okay.
Sorry. I mean, yeah. So I want us to continue. I want us to go there and go and like beat them, and I'll even be more happy to beat them than Liverpool. Like I said when we started, because like you just said, they started that kind of loss of games or that bad run we had with Lampard before he went or before he was let go. So it's a game that we have to win too because they have a game in hand. So when we beat them, we can at least extend the points that we have between them. So when they win, we can still be on top of them. Because if we I don't know about I've not checked their points, but if we draw or we lose and they win their game in hand, I think they go above us. So we have to win. We have to beat them. So that,
Yep, they do.
yeah. So we have to beat them so that to confirm or to maintain the top four position.
Yeah, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Alex, your thoughts on that?
Well, and just the significance of the game.
Yeah, significance of the game, and then can Tuchel overcome Everton, and can we continue this run of form? I think is it 10 games unbeaten now?
Yeah, 10 games. Yeah, don't see why not. I mean, Everton are coming into it on the front foot. At least they've had some good results. They beat Liverpool, but that's nothing special, is it? They beat Southampton and they beat West Brom. So I do think it'll be quite even. It's going to be. I think it'll be harder than Liverpool for sure. I think, but I do back that the confidence in our team at the moment is quite huge. It's very huge. In fact, it's just I think we feel like we can beat anyone at the moment. We've gone to Atletico away and won. We've gone to Anfield. We've gone to arguably the hardest places in world football to go to win and won in our past 2 games. So I think the belief in our team at the moment will be huge. But I want to see some chances. I mean, yes, you want to take risks, but I don't really want to see Ziyech start. At least I want to see Havertz come back. And yeah, I do think Havertz, from what we've seen in his cameos, is doing a better job than Ziyech. So I'd like to see him in with Mount. But yeah, it is a huge game though because they are right next to us in the table. But if we can win, then we'll get. It's quite highly likely that we'll get closer to second if we win, and we'll put some good distance between us and Everton. And also just good distance between us and the other teams competing for top 4. Because we still have to play West Ham as well, which will be huge. But when we beat them, I think it was at home. So going away to West Ham is never an easy task. So. But it's still good. I mean, we play a lot of teams around us still. And so it's in our hands in a way. But this is a really huge game, though. It's good. We need to really continue the form and there's this, then there's Leeds, and then there's Atletico. So just keeping the good form. And more important, I don't really want to see us score loads of goals. As long as we keep a clean sheet, another 1-0 win will do me fine. But just the most important thing is the result because performances from our team have been excellent for 10 games now, essentially, or for most of the 10 games. So just the result is the most important thing. And I think we'll get it.
Mohammed.
Ahmed's decided mid-podcast that I'll be the main host. No, okay. Go.
No, I was muted. I didn't realize because I was on a different tab. Yeah, I think it's a very important game, and as you both said, it's a must-win game if we want to stay in that race. And as Alex said, if we do win this, and if Man United or Leicester drop any more points, which Man United seem to be doing at the moment, as they I feel like they might end up drawing all the rest of their 11 games remaining. And they've got Man City, so okay, so we want United to lose.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we could basically be 3rd place by the end of this game week and be only 1 point behind Man United, essentially challenging for the Premier League now.
It's assuming, I mean, it all depends on Leicester. Like we might, Leicester would have to lose to Bournemouth and then we could maybe go above them. Sorry, not Bournemouth. Why am I thinking Bournemouth?
Yeah, that was it.
Sorry, Brighton.
Yeah, I was
Man, but yeah.
If Leicester lose, we win, and United lose, then we're only 1 point behind United, 3rd place.
That would be amazing. If they both drop points and we win, then second. Imagine if we finished. I know it's getting ahead of ourselves and all, but imagine if we finished second. Just kind of, I guess, yeah. It just seems a bit.
I mean, we wanted to close the gap on Liverpool, and I guess we've done that so far.
Yeah.
And if we can challenge for the Premier League, I feel like I'm going to keep saying this until the last day of the Premier League.
Yeah.
Even after we play Aston Villa, I'll be like, we can challenge it.
It's only 18 points. If it's between us and City. So only 18 points. So they just have to lose 6 games, including the one that we play, including the time we. So actually, we should be supporting Man United. We should hope that if Man United can beat City and Chelsea can beat City, then they only have to lose 4 other games. So actually, no, we've played City. No, we haven't. We have not played City twice. We have.
No, we've got to play City.
Yeah, we've got to play City.
I think we play City on the 8th of May.
Yeah, City have still quite tricky fixtures to come. I mean, you've got to play Man United, Southampton. They're not that good anymore. But they've still got games against Leicester, against Aston Villa, Leeds, Tottenham, Chelsea, and also, and Everton again, actually. So, yeah, they have tricky games for them, but I think it's pretty much certain that they'll do it. It's like, that's like a 5,000 to 1 kind of thing that they would go and lose. Like, they're on such a huge unbeaten run at the moment. I think it's 20 wins, I think, or something like that in a row. So it's hugely unlikely that they'll win it.
I mean, if you check any sports app and check their form, like it's just it's just so useful. Like everything is just green like that, and they've not lost or drawn, and they are flying.
Yeah, they are. It's just we're not going to get to them. But I think in this season, like if we can say after the huge transfer window we had last year that we finished higher, 2 places higher, in fact, than we did this year. Sorry, than we did last year. Then I think that's quite a nice thing to say. At least it would be nice if we could finish second.
It's a nice thing to say, but like it's still a bit disappointing to see like the attackers. Hopefully the thing is that I want to be optimistic. Like hopefully before the season ends, like Havertz might have like 6 goals, Werner might have like 14, 15 goals, and Ziyech might have like so many assists. I just remembered when we made the predictions and said that Ziyech might have so many assists this season.
Yeah, we got to do a reaction video, I think, to that when it comes around. We got to do it. Yeah.
I'll go and listen to it and write everything down. And
which one is it? I can't remember.
We did a prediction video right at the start. Well, we can find it another time, but we definitely did
one. Earliest ones. It's one of the earliest ones.
Yeah, one of our first ones. One of the OG CFCTALK times. But I would take a 3rd place with Timo and speaking with Timo and
Ziyech. When you said Timo, I thought you were kind of like giving him a chant, like you're saying Timo.
No, I just kind of yawned / burped while saying his name. I'm sorry. But I would take him getting a load of goal, like getting 15. I know it's quite a way off, but him getting 15 Premier League goals, Havertz getting at least 5 goals, 5 assists in the Premier League, and Ziyech getting a load of assists. I would take all our strike or attackers or our new signings starting to perform and being 3rd than 2nd, but by just grinding out 1-0 wins to the end of the season.
Yeah, exactly. Because that means next season we can actually do something very, very good. Like it gives us more hope for next season, actually.
Yeah.
But I think one of the reasons why that they are not performing. Last time I was listening to a podcast or something, and I think the fans not being in the stadium is also a very, very big factor. So hopefully next season, I think you guys now have like over 20 million people vaccinated. If I'm wrong, I think you guys have that. So hopefully they can they can allow fans to get to the stadium very, very soon.
Yes, I think it's looking like end of May time. So it'll be one of the last game, or I think it'll be the 37th and 38th game of this season. We'll have fans.
Oh, okay.
I think there was talk, so I don't know how much this information is true, but the talk at the moment is the last two games will have fans, but they will only have home fans, and Chelsea, I think, only play Leicester at home, which I'm not sure if that is before. I think, was it the 17th of May is the date that I remember UK reopening, so it might not be that one. I think Chelsea fans will have to wait until next season to be back at the Bridge. But yeah, as Amart said, the fans do make a difference in players' performance. Yeah, so sorry, Alex, you were going to say something.
Art, did you have anything to say? I didn't.
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. I guess we'll move on to the
lineups.
Lineups then, yeah.
Sorry, that was I saw the thing of on Unisport when they go for when they do different chapters, they just sing it, and it's like it's funny, but I'm not sure if we should do that.
I don't think we have the same voices, the same vocal cords as them.
Nah, not yet. But let's keep with Mohammed's smooth talking for now.
Smooth talking.
Smooth introductions, I should have said.
I'm just used to it now. I'm trying to change the MK thing now. Trying to get used to it.
Yeah.
Okay, Mendy in goal then?
Change the system up. Go for Kepa. No, okay, yeah. Mendy.
If Kepa's going in goal, I'm playing with a 10 at back, with Werner playing as a lone striker. Sorry, 9 at the back with Werner.
Here's the real question: if Kepa starts, would you predict a Chelsea win?
Yeah.
Oh, that means we're gonna. I mean, I don't know if our viewers know.
It's Kepa redemption season now.
Kepa redemption month.
I don't think Kepa will start against Everton, but I have a feeling he might start against Leeds. He might.
Yeah.
Ooh, just to give Mendy a bit of rest for
the Atletico game.
Yeah.
Atletico game.
Plus, also, I mean, it's actually Kepa's performances when he's been given chances have actually been all right. So I'm not saying I'll change him out, but to get his value back and to increase the possibility of a loan in the summer, then I think these games they're necessary. And the more kind of good games he has, the more likely he'll get a loan move. So
you're killing his confidence like Tuchel did the last time. He put him in by the interview. He said, No. Mendy is still my number one. Kepa was just there for minutes. So it's like you're also saying that let's play Kepa, but so we increase his price. So
Mendy was just taking a bathroom break.
Would you rather do that? Or go and say, oh yeah, Kepa's number one, and then drop him again.
Oh, no.
Which one would you rather say?
It's like you can. It's like, how do I say it? I want to use this example. I don't want to demean Kepa, but it's like when your child. I know we all don't have kids, but it's like when a child brings a hand drawn picture of yours. It's not the best, but you still stick it up on the fridge. So I think that's what we have to do with Kepa. We don't. We don't need to kill his. We don't need to kill his confidence.
Oh, Mark's been killing it this podcast.
We don't need to kill his confidence. I mean, we still have to. We don't have to say it outright. Like for us, we can say it here, but for Tuchel saying it, it's it was a bit weird.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, yeah, it's like we have a goalkeeper who's going to come in. I mean, hell, there's even rumors of Donnarumma coming in to replace Mendy. So it's like, I think it just needs to realise that his chances at success at this club are done and dusted. And just to work hard, try and do his best to get his loan move that he deserves because he's been playing well. I mean, and I really do hope that he gets a move out elsewhere to go and prove himself because I think there's still a good goalie in there and he's been slowly building his confidence up. So really hoping a loan move can happen. So for the betterment of his career, because I don't think his career is done. It's not like Karius or where it's. I mean, to be fair, now I've said that Karius is going to do really well, but his career isn't ruined. It's just a really really bad time, and he just needs a loan move to build it, build up his confidence, and put a run of or have a good season essentially somewhere else.
Yeah,
And then he'll be, and that's why I kind of hope it's a loan move and not a sell, because I reckon we might be able to achieve to recruit if he does play well for elsewhere. We might be able to get back quite a lot of the money we spent. We just have to hope that he does have a really good loan somewhere.
yeah. I mean, we've been talking about Mendy. We forgot to mention how good it was against Liverpool. He didn't really
Uh,
make any um like huge save, but like he was always there to get the ball out of the like in the
I mean, there was only one shot on
yeah. It
target.
was it was it was even a
No offense to
yeah.
Liverpool.
It was even a header that went directly into his arm. So I mean, but he did very well. Like he came out when he was supposed to. He intercepted when he was supposed to. He was always there. Like I mean, he was very very. To be honest, like his confidence was just bursting out. Like you could just see that he was very very comfortable. He wasn't shaken by Liverpool's attack at all, and that was good. And even I think there was one chance that Mane had that I don't know. He fluffed the ball, and Mendy was just there to take up the pieces when Mane did that mistake. So I mean, he did very very well, and I wouldn't mind him seeing. I would love to see him again against Everton.
But yeah, back three guys. Are we going to stick with the usual back three, or is Thiago Silva going to be back and available for Chelsea? Because I don't think he will. I don't see Tuchel starting him against Everton. Alex.
Nah, I'm keeping the same. If there's only one game that I want to see Thiago Silva back for, if the current back three still keep playing as amazingly as they have, the only game I want to see Thiago Silva play is the second leg game against Atletico. I really want him to play in that game. We definitely need his experience to kind of hold on to the lead, and even though Christensen's been fantastic in the central of the three, I still really want just some experience for that Champions League game. But for this game, yeah, I would happily play Christensen in this. And yeah, Christensen, Rudiger, Aspi. Don't change what's not broken, and don't change anything that is working extremely well at the moment. All three of them are playing extremely confidently, especially Christensen. And he needs to add Richarlison to his pocket. So, or sorry, no, storage container. So, yeah, just continue with it.
I'm just hoping Christensen got the unlimited memory option.
Yeah, he'll need it.
Don't want to see him
Needs
run
the
out.
unlimited storage. He needs the unlimited storage option because.
Are you going with the same back three, or have you got a different one?
Yeah, same back three. If it's not broken, I don't want us to even touch it. But it's possible to that if Thiago Silva is fit, he can come in and replace Christensen, kind of like warming up for the Atletico game, so he could play again.
Maybe against Leeds.
It might be. Oh well, he's an experienced enough defender. He doesn't need him that many games to kind of like get back on form. He's already good, so he knows what to be. He knows what to expect. So he knows what to give when he's playing against certain teams. So probably Leeds he might come in if he's fit. If he's fit, I think he is fit. I think he's fit, but like because the system is working now, and they don't want to rush him into the team, so they are giving him ample time to get fully fit before he comes in. So I mean, if it as long as the system is working, like Alex said, and we don't have any need to change or make any changes, I mean, it's okay.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. And again, Ben Chilwell started against Liverpool. We didn't really touch on that, but now's the opportunity. Left wing back and right wing back. Who do you guys see starting? Amart, you can go first on.
Yeah, I would love Chilwell to start. Like Chilwell over Alonso any day for me, but I think he right now Chilwell has played like 2 games consecutively, or yeah, 2 games in a row. So probably he might be rested. I would love to see him against Atletico Madrid when we do play Atletico Madrid. So any way Tuchel uses to rest him to get him fit for the Atletico Madrid game, I'll be very very happy because he did very very well against Liverpool, and I loved his performance against Liverpool. And then so yeah, but for Everton probably let's go with Alonso. Alonso on at left back, and then left wing back, and then um this is a tough one. James or Hudson? James as right wing back.
Alex,
I
what about
mean,
you?
Alonso played for probably more than 3 or 4 consecutive games for under Tuchel in the Premier League before Chilwell started. I just don't want to really imagine or even think about Richarlison's pace up against Alonso.
That's
I don't
true.
want to think about it. So I'd go James and Chilwell, just keep the same as Liverpool. But I understand that if they might want to change up to keep fitness. But I would more so use the Leeds game as the game where you're going to go and play Alonso and say maybe Cho at right wing back instead. But I wouldn't really play Cho at right wing back for this game. I'm not sure who they have on the left wing, but I just, yeah, I would rather us be a little more defensively solid because we've seen that Everton can be very difficult for us. I mean, they beat us, I think it was 1-0. Yeah, it was 1-0 in the reverse fixture this season. I think it was. It was
2-0.
2-0. It was, yeah. It's just, yeah. They can really threaten us on the attack, so I would definitely prefer to go with more defensive
Sorry,
setting.
correction, 1-0.
Yeah, 1-0. Still, it was because of the Mendy thing with Calvert-Lewin. So
Yeah, the penalty.
Yeah.
Was it the penalty?
yeah, it was a penalty. So yeah, would rather just go with a more defensive team. Can't just pocket, let Christensen do his pocketing and still play a defense, still be a little bit defensive. But as we get further forward, we kind of we'll get into that, but be a bit more offensive there for sure.
Yep, I agree with you guys. I'm gonna pick Reece James and Chilwell. I think both of them deserve a start. We played really well against Liverpool with Chilwell up there, so I think I'll go with him, give him a few games. And I don't see Callum Hudson-Odoi starting at right wing back at the moment. James did an incredible job, and Everton do seem to be playing the same way Liverpool played. They like to play out wide, and they've got a similar play style. So I feel like this might be a closer game than we think it will be. But yeah, midfield. Ooh, Kante and Jorginho, Kante and Kovacic, or Kovacic, Jorginho. It's tough. What do you guys think?
I think I think like you said in the beginning that Tuchel said he wants to keep Kante for the um big games. I think considering that, I'll probably go with Kovacic and Jorginho for this one. Even though I mean they Everton is a team that also plays on the counter. I don't know. I I think Jorginho did well against Liverpool. He did he did very well against Liverpool, but I think that also has to be the fact that he's playing next to Kante. So Kante is able to um, 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 do all the dirty work, but he and then Jorginho can also defend. But like the main work will be on Kante. But it's 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 weird. But I don't know how he'll be against Kovacic alone against a team that usually attacks on the counter. That would be difficult. But considering the fact that you said, or Tuchel said that he would prefer using Kante in big games, yeah, probably might go with the Kova Jorginho partnership again.
Would you say that if Liverpool is a big game, but they're seventh, would you say, and Everton is at the moment fifth, would you say that they're a big game or not? Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. No, but yeah,
Alex is taking up my spot.
yeah.
Yeah, I was about to sing the song that goes along with that, but but I
Yeah,
don't
just walk away.
But I don't want
Copyright
any
issues.
copyright issues on YouTube. That's why.
But yeah, it's still. I understand what you mean. Liverpool. I mean, Liverpool is a bigger game than Everton, but more difficult, or it should have been more difficult. But I'm gonna go Kante, Jorginho, mainly because I mean Kovacic. He's been all right. He's looked okay. He's looked good in some games, not so good in others. Uh, Kante absolutely has to play. I still think it's just a really important game. Rest him against. I would rest him against Leeds, or maybe even play Gilmore against Leeds, because he does deserve a chance in the Premier League. But for this, I do still think it's a big game at the top of the table against another team that is going for what we want. So I would still go relatively full strength, and then use the Leeds game to rest some players. So I would go Jorginho and Kante, who are probably more in form at the moment than Kovacic.
Yep, I agree with you guys. No, I agree with.
Can't agree with both. You can only agree with one of us.
Yeah, I just realized.
He doesn't want to start
we'll have
fights.
all three of them.
He doesn't want to start fights, does he, Amart? He doesn't.
No, I think both of you put up good points, and I think I'll give Jorginho. I'll give chance to Kovacic and Jorginho. I think they start for me on against Everton. Yeah. What's the next bit? I'm kind of going blank.
It's all good. Front three now.
Front three. Yeah, go for it.
Pretty simple. I mean, of course, Mason Mount has to play. Not because he's anyone's son, but because he's Chelsea's best player. And other two is tough one. I feel so sorry for Tammy. That's one thing we didn't talk about. Tammy didn't even get on the bench today.
Yeah.
Or yesterday. That was I forgot. And also we kind of forgot to talk. I mean, Chilwell looked quite good as well after Alonso played. I mean, to be fair, that was more of a Man United thing where Chilwell was properly coming in for the first time. But yeah, Tammy's just been nowhere. Not really been playing well. Sorry, not playing well. But yeah, for this game, I would go Giroud, Havertz, and Mount. Just because, I mean, I'd like to see Giroud get a chance in the league. His form deserves it. I'm not sure if I don't know. In terms of the play style, I'm not really so aware of Everton's centre backs and whether they press high or not. But if they are going to press high, then I would go Werner again. But I'm not sure if they will. If we have most of the ball, so I would go, I would go Giroud, and then for the other one, Havertz, just because he's the other number 10 I trust at the moment. Pulisic's been not very good. Ziyech's not very good at the moment, and Cho. You could make an argument for Cho as well, but Havertz has just looked quite good recently as well, and he deserves his chance in a good game. So I would go Havertz for the last of the three.
I think I'll go with Kai Havertz. He's got to start for me. I think if this is his opportunity, give him a few games. If he does well, then even reward him with Atletico. So I think Kai Havertz for me has to start. Mason Mount, as Alex said, he's no one's son. He's Chelsea's best player, so he's got to start as well. And Werner really impressed me. I mean, he didn't score a goal against Liverpool, but he did play a great game. So yeah, I think my front three would be that. Anything you guys want to add on before we finish the preview for Everton?
Yeah, I would like to add my front three as well.
Amart's front three.
Oh, I'm not having a great day. Sorry, I might go for it.
No problem. I'll go with you as well. Yeah, you were going with Mount, Havertz, and Veda, right? Yeah. So I'll go with that as well. Like you guys are saying, Mount is unlovable now, so he has to play against Everton. And then I don't know, it's a stretch, but I don't know whether Tuchel would play Havertz and Werner. He has said it. I think he has said it in one of his press conferences that he knows Havertz can play as a number nine. I think one of the journalists asked him, and he said yes, he knows that Havertz can play as a number nine. But to play him there with Werner, I don't know whether he will do that, but I hope he does that. I want him to play with Werner as a number nine. I don't want Werner to play as a lone striker against um Everton. So yeah, that's what I'll go for.
Yep, I agree with that. I think that makes sense. Sorry, Alex, we've left you.
No,
We're teaming
you already
up now.
asked. You already asked mine. I went first.
No, I was just saying I'm teaming up with Amart,
Oh,
so we're
oh,
relieving
yeah.
you.
So yeah, I'd like to announce my retirement from the CFCTALK podcast after Mohammad did not side with my lineups for 3 consistent weeks and also predicted every single Chelsea result. Yeah. Simultaneously hijacking our prediction league. So yes, good mic drop. But yeah.
Honestly, it's just the prediction's pretty close. I'll say this. It's only 4 points, 5 points.
Yeah, but that's got I wouldn't be worried if the points was completely based on goals. So it's like, in order for me to get up, it would have to be, you'd have to predict Chelsea 0-0, then I'd have to go Chelsea 6-0. And it's just, and for that to happen. So yeah, we'll see.
So the thing is, I have figured it out. I have actually figured it out. Against stronger teams, I predict 1-0 because I know Chelsea won't win by 3 or more. So I am guaranteed a certain amount of points. And then for weaker teams, I just go 2-0 because I know we will end up just scoring 2, and any 1 less or 1 more will still give me the same points. So
now
try beating that.
Now everybody's going to use that strategy.
Go for it. No, I mean it's a fun thing. I think Alex, you're just not too. You're not good at it, I guess. Sorry
I'm
about
second,
that.
but I'm second.
Yeah.
We need some context for our viewers here. They really have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. But what we're talking about, guys, is we're basically we've basically got an internal competition between the CFCTALK members. Prediction league we started. Was it a few months back?
Yes.
Halfway through the season, so I'm kind of in the lead. Alex is second, and Amart's decided that he doesn't want any European football this season. He wants to stay away from any international football, any football outside of the UK, and stick in the domestic league.
The pressure is too much.
I think you were doing pretty well until the Man United game, and I think you predicted 2-1, and that's when everyone predicted a 0-0 or 1-0, and everyone just went above you.
Yeah, I was over ambitious with that one. I didn't know they were coming. That they were coming to park the bus and go home.
I mean, Alex, if it makes you feel any better, you're top 3 on you're way ahead of Amart and I on fantasy league in the leagues.
It's a shame. Well, I've had awful weeks recently, last couple of weeks in fantasy, so I'm tempted to give up. Well, not give up. Just I've been making silly numbers of transfers, and my vow to not pick any Chelsea players has really cost me, because all the other, or not necessarily in our league, but in other leagues I'm in, they all have Chelsea players. They all have Azpilicueta and Mendy, and they're all keeping clean sheets. I need to pick some. So yeah, I'm going triple West Ham this week. Let's see what happens. And also I've got Werner in as well, but he's just expensive, and I can't get him out of the team yet because he's not got enough money on him to swap out for someone else good. But we roll with it, see what happens.
Yep. I think that covers up everything. Amart, you want to add on anything that I must have missed out on?
Yeah, I wanted to add some. I think I tweeted something out. Let me see. Yeah, I should have said this in the beginning, but I don't know how many listeners are still on or viewers are still on. But if you guys are on, thank you very much. But I think I wanted to add that the fact that Liverpool went from chasing our home unbeaten record in the league to now having the most consecutive home league defeats in their history is freaking amazing. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I just like that they were chasing our unbeaten run, and then now they've lost 5 times at home, which is serious. Like it's it's funny. It's funny.
I would insert the it's a Chelsea thing gif
Yeah,
in here.
yeah. Don't come after our records anymore.
And yeah, I think that covers up the whole podcast. So Chelsea sitting fourth, Everton next. If we do win, then we create a gap between Everton, even though they've got a game in hand. We close the gap on Leicester and Man City. If any one of the teams do lose, then it will be a perfect scenario for Chelsea as Man United play Man City in this game week. And I guess that's all from us. Leeds after that, and then Atletico Madrid. We're really excited for that one. Hopefully Chelsea can get to the next round, and then we'll have more podcasts, and we'll talk to each other even more. Yeah, that's about it for tonight. Thank you guys for listening in. Make sure to leave a like, rating, subscribe, and follow all of our socials. Some big announcements coming up soon, hopefully. Not saying much. And
Wink,
I
wink.
think both Alex and Amart would agree. Yeah, this might be the biggest one yet.
But
All right, we'll see you next time.
Sorry,
So,
I want to add
go
something.
for it.
I want to add something, like it's just for the viewers on YouTube. Like if you've listened all the way to the end, like just put a comment CFC Talk so that we can see that you're one of the true fans. If you've listened all the way to the end, so we know our hardcore fans.
Yeah, that sounds great. That's a good idea for Mark. We might start doing that. Maybe we can make a club for the fans who listen to the whole podcast on a daily basis, on a episode basis.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for listening in. We'll see you next time with Everton and Leeds.